Hey, I'm going to show you some other parts of the Say It Ain't So song by Weezer. Watch the first video before you watch this one because I explain the tuning. Okay, so the first part I'm going to show you is, I left it out of the first printout that I put the link to in the first video, so it's the very last 6 notes there. You're holding an E bass bar chord. In the 7th fret. So you have your ring finger on the D string in the 7th fret, in the 9th fret. You have your middle finger on the G string in the 8th fret, and you're barring the 1st and the 2nd strings with your first finger in the 7th fret. So you go, okay, that's the and of 3, and 4E, and then you put your pinky on the 1st string in the 11th fret, and then play the 7th fret again with your first finger on the E string. So you have and 4E and okay. Then you go to the 9th fret with your ring finger, and then with your middle finger you go on the B string in the same fret in the 9th fret, and then bar the 1st and 2nd strings down in the 7th fret, and then ring finger on the B string in the 9th fret. So far you got, okay, and then middle finger on the G string in the 9th fret, and then first finger on the B string in the 7th fret. So you have, alright, and then you take your ring finger, put it on the 9th fret of the G string, and bend up a whole step and then relax it. So far you got, alright, I'm going to play the first and the second parts there. We got and 4E and alright, we got that part and the part that I just played. So alright, you relax it, and then you go on the G string with your first finger in the 8th fret, and then hammer onto the 9th with your middle finger, and then D string in the 11th fret with your pinky, so like that, and then on the G string with your first finger in the 6th fret, hammer onto the 8th fret, okay, with your ring finger, and then G string with your first finger in the 4th fret, and then, so you have, and then ring finger on the G string in the 6th fret, and then 6th fret of the D string with your middle finger. So all together you have, right, and that's the little jazz like after the first chorus, okay? So now I'm going to show you the little triad part that comes in at the beginning and plays through the verses. If you hold a C sharp minor chord, an A based, you just take the first 3 notes. Alright, your ring finger is on the 3rd string in the 6th fret, your middle finger is on the B string in the 5th fret, your first finger is on the 1st string in the 4th fret. Alright? So you're on all of the upbeats, you'll play these chords. So it'll be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that. So you play this one time, and then you move to a G sharp triad. If you play an E bass to G sharp chord, it's just the last 3 notes. Your first finger is barring the first two strings in the 4th fret. Your middle finger is on the 5th fret of the G string, and you play that for the next 3 upbeats. So you start off with the C sharp, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? You kind of let off, you know, you have to mute it in between the chords. So I'm releasing pressure, and I'm also muting with my rhythm hand down here. Alright, so you have this chord, the G sharp chord, you move it up 1 fret and you play that 1 time, and then you just hold a little D shaped chord up here as an E. So you have your first finger on the G string in the 4th fret, your middle finger on the 1st string in the 4th fret, and your ring finger on the B string in the 5th fret, and you play that 3 times. So far you got, and that's the entire part. You have 1 and 2 and, I'm sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, alright? And that's the entire little triad part. Okay, so now let's go over the chorus part, the distorted part. The first chorus does not have the little unison bend part, so I'll go over that one first. You're holding an A bass power chord in the 4th fret, which would be a C sharp power chord, and you play one and. You play one and then 2 is a rest, and then 3 and is an E bass power chord in the 4th fret, which is a G sharp. So you go, which is 3 and. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, then you move the E based power chord up to the 5th fret, which is an A, and then you go 1 and 2, and then on the and of 2 you go down to an open E bass power chord, and then you go and 4 and. Okay, so you got. So anyway, you do that little chord progression 4 times, and on the 4th time, as you're going down to this E, you just, you let it fade out. Or if you're the only guitar player, then you start going into the, if you have a distortion pedal to stomp on and off. Anyway, the second chorus has unison bends, and if you haven't learned unison bends, then watch the video on unison bends first and practice those. Alright, so you're going to be doing a unison bend in between after the first chord and after the second chord. With your ring finger, go on the G string in the 7th fret, and your first finger is on the B string in the 5th fret, and you do a unison bend there. And then after you bend it up, you quickly release it slightly, and then you bend it back up, like that. Alright, so you go. Alright, and the same thing, the last time you do it, you just hold the chord, okay, and let it fade out to the other part. So there's some other parts, some of the main parts. The last part I'll show you right quick is the bridge, okay? You're up here on the E bass power chord in the 7th fret, and you go 1 and. So 2 is silent, 1 and 2 and. Okay, and then you move your first finger down and keep the other 2 notes the same, and you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, and then you go down here to an open E bass power chord, and you go 1 and 2 and then you go up to the 3rd fret E bass power chord, which is a G, and you go 3 and 4 and. So it goes. Alright, and you do that 4 times, and that's the little bridge part, okay? And then only other part left, I believe, is the guitar solo, and I'll catch that in another video. There you go.